Hi, I'm Mayor Ed O'Brien, Mayor of the City of West Haven. Welcome to the show, and what a show we have for you today. Today we have Sheldon Gordon, the developer behind the Haven project. Any great development that you see, in the country and in the world have one thing in common. Sheldon, they have your name on it. The city's excited about teaming up with the Haven Group and Sheldon and your partners to make this project second to none in the state and the region. It's a pleasure to have you here with me today, Sheldon. And please, can you tell us viewers about some of the projects that you've done in the past?
Well, first of all, this is going to be a project that is going to draw from much greater areas than just the region. We are going to draw from all over the world because we plan to make this project very, very well known to Europe and to Asia and so on. I have built many millions of square feet of retail, both in America and in Asia and in Europe. Some of the more prominent projects that you would know are local. I did all of the development work on the restaurants, entertainment, and stores at Mohegan Sun Casino. We are now about to open a project at Foxwood Casino, which is about 350,000 square feet of outlet stores. I developed projects such as the Forum at Caesars in Las Vegas, which is the most productive shopping center in America today, San Francisco Center in downtown San Francisco, Beverly Center in Beverly Hills, California, and about 4 million square feet in Honolulu, and so on. So we've had a good deal of experience, not only in America, but overseas. And people have asked me if I've done work overseas, and I said, well, working in Honolulu may be part of America, but it is like working overseas.
Right. That's good. Like I said, we're very excited to have you here in West Haven. The project is large. Can you tell us about the restaurants, the stores?
Well, we are going to do something here that has not been done before in the world, to our knowledge, and that is that rather than try to mix a whole myriad of different types and styles and price points of projects, we are really focused on the high-end, luxury, very high-styled outlet stores. And there will be, if you're interested in style, in merchandise that you see in all the fashion magazines and so on, you will want to come to the Haven, because that's really basically all we're going to have for men, women, children, and so on. And it's all outlet, but it is of a fixed focus. It is not going to be all over the chart, so to speak.
It's the top of the top.
And we're going to have some marvelous restaurants that are going to be fun, not necessarily pretentious, but fun, interesting places. It's going to really be a place where hopefully you're going to want to come and spend considerable time instead of running in, shopping, and leaving. We are planning to have a beautiful pedestrian promenade along the water, which will be open to the public, and it'll really start opening Long Island Sound to not only to the residents of West Haven, but also all of our customers, obviously.
Right, that's something that's been said. That part of the shorefront in West Haven hasn't been open to the public in over 100 years, it's probably at least.
Well, we're about to open it.
We're happy to have that open up. My wife, you might get there with the stores, me. Those restaurants is what's going to draw a guy like me, as you can see. We visited the site from the water side looking back. Do you mind if we show some footage of that?
I would love to. I'd love to see them myself.
Good. Can we roll the footage? We're here at the New Haven Harbor, the site of the Haven. Over here is Water Street. This is where the project's going to be. It's an upscale retail outlet mall, the best of the retailers. Over behind me, we have the size of the project. You can see it is large from this angle. We have The Bilco property, to the left of the Bilco property, there's tree lines where we start of the project. And then we're going to go, we have the Bilco property next to that. Followed by that, we have the city property. It's 105 Water Street. That's where we just got a $2 million grant from the governor to remediate contamination. It's a brownfield grant. That's right about where that seawall is. That's a new seawall we just had done with federal money not too long ago. Past that, we have the Elm Street property, the 2 brick buildings. That's going to be the end of phase 1. Across Elm Street will be phase 2. That'll be in the future. The project's going to have 100 retail stores, 11 restaurants. As you can see, it's a large space. It's going to take up a big part of the Water Street area. It's going to go back from the shore all the way to Elm Street, and it encompasses this whole piece of property here. Okay, I'd like to introduce Joe Riccio. Joe Riccio is Economic Development Director for the City of West Haven. He's worked very hard on this project, and I'm going to ask Joe to give a little update on where we are and how we got to this process.
Thank you, Mayor. As you can see from the shoreline here, right down through that, including the bulkhead that the city put in a couple of years ago, we've been working with the state of Connecticut, the Department of Environmental Protection, about permitting water's edge issues. We're not going to extend the bulkhead. It's going to be a sloped riprap wall, and behind that, on top of that wall, will be a walkway for the public, which will be nicely landscaped and decorated. As you can see, we have the access will be from I-95 right off the Kimberly Avenue Bridge. We're working with the Department of Transportation on some of those issues. So we're very excited about all the help that we're getting from the assistance that we're getting from the state government through the mayor's leadership. We expect to start the permitting process, approval process in January of 2015, and we hope to wrap that up in probably 30 to 45 days, and construction will start in spring of 2015.
Joe, I think it's also important to point out that the highway, the DOT is doing the work over there. They're going to put extend the exit ramp, a free right turn, so it can come to West Haven, so we'll have access here to this project. West Haven's very excited and looking forward to this project. It's going to bring 1,200 jobs, 1,000 construction jobs in the immediate future. The jobs are going to be low, middle, and executive level. So we're really looking forward to it. We're here at the Elm Diner with the owner, John. Thank you for coming on camera with us. We're out today talking about the Haven project, and just want to talk to you about how it's going to help your business. How do you think it's going to improve West Haven, and what you think of the project as a whole?
Eddie, being in West Haven for the last 25 years as a businessman, knowing a lot of people and the needs of the town, I think it's going to be a phenomenal project for us. Business-wise, because we're going to bring a lot more people in West Haven from different towns. And all us, the businesses, we can capitalize on it and we can profit from it. Also, the people that will work at the project and have at the stores, they can find housing, they can buy additional goods and services. So that will benefit the town as a whole. And never mind the taxes we're going to gain. So me as a taxpayer for being so many years, I think my tax bill will go down because taxes will rise as more money coming into the town. So hopefully it's going to be a win-win situation for everybody.
Right. I think so. I think the taxes are what's really the best part of this project, how it revitalizes this whole area, the ancillary businesses that open up around it. But also, there's 1,200 jobs over there. There's a lot of construction jobs. So hopefully we can bring a lot of business to your business and revitalize the entire West Haven.
We all need additional business. I do, the guy down the street need more business. The house which for rent need a tenant. I mean, there is a lot of need in West Haven. The property is going to be beautiful. It's right on the water. It's going to attract great people. And it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for all of us.
Right, I think so. Well, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here we are at 105 Water Street. It's another view of the Haven project. Behind me we have the Elm Street buildings that we're going to be remediating contamination with the money we did get from the governor. Beyond that is Elm Street. There's going to be improvements made to Elm Street to widen it. I believe there'll be a rotary, some improvements to Elm Street to get the traffic from the highway, which is over here, to the project. The highway, they're doing a lot of improvements now in anticipation of this project. This is an example of how we're going to open up the waterway to the residents in West Haven. We're going to have a promenade where people are going to be able to, while they're shopping or visiting these restaurants, they'll be able to walk along the waterway. This part of West Haven, this waterway, has not been open for over 100 years to the public. Over to the right of me is going to be subsurface parking and some surface parking. It's going to go, like I said, all the way back to First Avenue. It's just the size and scope of this project is just large, and looking at it from the water view and from this view, it just shows the size of it. So Sheldon, as you can see, our business community is very, very excited about this. Our residents are extremely happy with this project coming. It's something that's going to transform West Haven to, a destination place, a place where people are going to come from all over, as you say, Boston, Westchester County, the Massachusetts area. So, we're very excited about it. We have a fax check that we're going to put up. We're going to just kind of go through some of the facts of the project, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Okay, it's a $200 million project, 347,000 square feet, huh?
In its entirety, yes.
With a nautically oriented design showcasing 100 high-end stores, retail shops, restaurants.
Correct.
That's great. How is it? The business community coming into this project are excited about it?
Very, very excited because of the location. We are right in the heart of what I call the Connecticut Gold Coast, from Manhattan all the way up to the Massachusetts border. We're almost dead center, and it's going to draw from, as I said earlier, not only from the immediate area here, but we expect to draw from 50 and 60, 70 miles out, because it's going to be a very, very exciting object for people to come to, and it is not at all a local or even a regional mall. It is a super regional situation, which is going to draw from a super regional area.
Right. It's also going to draw from the waterway also.
Well, it's very possible.
Where we go over to Long Island, maybe we'll get some Long Island people coming here to Connecticut.
We ought to start thinking about a ferry situation here.
Okay, that's something we could do another show on down the road.
Exactly.
Okay, privately funded development expected to significantly impact the local economy by creating 1,000 entry-level and mid-level jobs. That's unbelievable, and 1,200 construction jobs.
Well, this is probably one of the major projects that is taking place in the state of Connecticut now, not only in terms of the enormity of the construction, but also in the terms of number of jobs that we're creating.
Right. Can you talk about some of the jobs that will be created?
Well, there'll be all levels of jobs. Obviously, executive level in the stores, mid-level in terms of buyers and salespeople and so forth, and then support people as well.
Right. That support, landscapers, security.
Exactly.
Well, that's good. And 1,200 construction jobs.
Well, and possibly even more, because my experience has been that as you get close to opening, you are getting everybody that you can put your hands on to get stores finished in terms of opening on time.
Right. So that's a good point. So there'd be construction jobs in the construction of the overall project, your end of it, but then there's construction jobs from the retailers.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting their stores together. So
in the first phase, we're going to have about 80 tenants, and there will be considerable construction work being done in each one of these spaces.
Right, and I don't believe that's counted into those 1,200. So there's.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, it's two-phase waterfront development expected to make West Haven a major destination place in the Northeast. Much like in its heyday, Savin Rock Amusement Park, which is one of the city's main shoreline attraction and economic resource until it closed in 1966. So, again, we're really looking forward to the revenue this is going to generate to help our city, move forward into the future. It's nothing but great things coming to the city in the future, and it's starting with this project.
Well, it's not only what we actually construct and generate, but it's going to be a radiated effect. What we're doing is going to radiate all over that area of West Haven in terms of property values, in terms of additional development, and so forth.
Right.
Because we are the hub of the wheel, but it's going to radiate out in at least 180 degrees. It's a little hard to radiate out into Long Island Sound, but other than that,
Right.
you're going to find there's a lot of ripple effect here.
Mm-hmm. In your past experience, when you design and build a project like this, do you see a lot of ancillary businesses around and businesses coming in around? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Restaurants that aren't in the project but open around the project, or
other shopping complexes, which is fine, because what we're doing is something very unique, and it would support other ancillary types of tenants that we're not going to have.
right. That's a very good point. Phase 1 expected to encompass 105 Water Street. That's 4.17 acres, and 16 Elm Street, which is 1.5 acres along the New Haven Harbor. So that's nice. Again, we're opening up that harbor again. And then there's some, I believe there's 20 privately owned properties that you will be acquiring.
I think that is correct.
And there's 2,000, can you talk about the parking? 2,000 parking spaces?
Not quite. There'll be about 1,500 parking spaces in Phase 1, which is a high ratio. Normally, you require about 5 cars per 1,000, which would be about 1,300. We will have about 1,500 to 1,600 in Phase 1.
Just in Phase 1?
Because we expect a significant amount of traffic here, much more than a conventional center would draw.
Right. Do you have a traffic count? Do you know any
We
ballpark
do have-
numbers? I know.
We do have traffic counts, but frankly, I don't recall what all of the numbers are, but they are very significant.
Very substantial, right?
Now, this increased traffic has been conveyed to the city, and not only to the city, but to the state and to the federal government, who is redoing the interchange on I-95, because at first they didn't anticipate what we were doing because they didn't know about it. But now that they know about it, they're making accommodation for a significant amount of additional traffic.
Right, getting off the highway. There's a large volume on 95 right now, so it's nice they're doing that, the area in advance of this project.
There are over about 210,000 cars a day pass this site on I-95, and that's going to go up when we open.
Right. And you're going to have covered parking, surface parking?
We will under the building, we will have about 700 parking spaces, so that if the weather is not good, which we know does happen here in Connecticut, although very sporadically, we only have beautiful sunshiny weather.
Right, West Haven, it's always sunny in West Haven.
Right.
Valet parking, you're going to have valet and
We will have valet parking.
bus parking?
And you will be able to drive, hopefully, you will be able to drive under the building, and you have direct access to the stores. All in all, it's going to be a very efficient layout and situation, because we plan to turn a lot of cars particularly on Thursday, Friday through Sunday of weeks. You're going to find a lot of traffic here.
Are you expecting?
Fortunately, the good news is that this traffic is not really penetrating your city in terms of impacting most of the areas of the city, because we're right off the freeway.
Right. Are you expecting bus trips and those
We
kind
are
of bus
going to
parking?
We're going to have bus from not only from the Amtrak, not only the Amtrak, but the Metro North station, and we're going to run buses from Providence and from New York City.
Are you? Okay. And again, we have our beautiful new train station, so
Exactly.
we connect the project somehow to the train station, maybe with a.
We do plan to do that.
Right, that's nice. And we want some of your shoppers to come in and visit our West Haven, our beaches, our restaurants outside, our downtown. Which
we're hopefully going to be working with your convention and with your visitor people to promote not only our project but also the city of West Haven as well.
Right, and we're looking forward to that. Okay, the building, it's a lead building, lead program. That is leadership in energy and environmental design. Can you talk a little bit about that? Some of the
We are doing whatever we can afford to do in terms of making this building a LEED certified building. We are still studying it. We have not come to a final conclusion yet, but every indication is that it will be a LEED certified building.
And that's what I'm hearing. It meets high level of environmental and energy efficiency,
Well,
which in today's day and age
we're
is
going
very.
to be using natural gas whenever we can. Some of the rooftops are going to be green roofs. Not the entire project, but a good part of the project will be.
The green roofs.
So we are very, very, very cognizant of the necessity and the impact of being environmentally, sound.
Right. Can you talk about anticipating start date, completion,
We
opening
are
date?
hoping to be in the ground sometime in the month of April of 15, and hopefully we will open in October of 16.
Just in time for the Christmas season.
That is the idea.
Everything seems to be moving ahead rapidly and
We
on
are-
target. So
We are in full working drawings. We've gotten tremendous support from you and from your colleagues in the city, and everything is moving along, almost as rapidly as we would hope.
we have some pictures of the project, some concept pictures. Do you mind if we show our viewers these pictures?
No, not at all.
That is you want to explain what we're looking at
That is
here?
a view of our center area with two restaurants. The high windows to the left are a restaurant, and then we have, as you see off to the right, that low building is a freestanding restaurant. Both of the restaurants will have outdoor seating when the weather is cooperative, and I want to emphasize the fact that these are not going to be necessarily shishi restaurants that people can't afford. These are going to be very accessible restaurants with very good and unusual types of food,
Right.
and places where people are going to want to come and spend some time. This is a view looking down our main customer promenade. It is open to the sky, but it will have what I call areas of refuge where if the weather is really bad, you'll be able to come under cover, and we are planning to have a very large fire pit so that you can get warm and so on. And
And that's going to be that's teak up there.
that
The wood
is-
we see
Yes,
is it very nice. It's very beautiful.
and we're not going to clog the promenade with a lot of kiosks that you normally see in malls and so on. This is going to be very clean and very, very accessible.
Nice. This is the overall project with.
And if you see the three round circles in the middle of the building, those are the areas of refuge I was referring to. And the parking is not only in front of the building, but it flows under the building almost all the way to the water.
Okay, and that's the building's built on top of the
The
parking.
building is up on top of the parking. The floor of the building has to be 18 feet above the water level in order to accommodate potential floods and so on.
Right. Okay.
So the buildings have been raised up. The outdoor parking is at the same level as the buildings, and the under building parking is down about 12 feet.
Okay. We have the next picture. Just quickly, just while we're here, phase one is pretty much right down the middle. You can see that Elm
Well,
Street
phase
with
one
the bridge going over.
is from the viaduct coming from the freeway and Elm Street to the right.
Okay.
And phase two is to the left. It'll have more stores, and further to the left, between the stores and the freeway, will be a hotel and some restaurant and some residential.
Okay. And this is a view of the parking under the building.
Yes.
Okay. Looks beautiful. I just want to thank you for being on the show today. The city is very much looking forward to it. So
Well,
thank you for coming and being with me today.
We cannot to be more anxious to get moving.
Right. We're looking forward to a groundbreaking in, what'd you say, March, April? So
Yes.
very much looking forward to that. I can't wait to see bulldozers down there and the transformation of the city to begin.
Let's go.
And this, along with some of the other projects we're doing, it's just gonna, this is the start of redefining West Haven, and these other projects will just carry it that much further. So I
Absolutely.
look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.